And we have another exciting interview today with the President and CEO, Mark Saxon of T2 Metals. I'd love to talk about an overview of your company, some really exciting drill results as well. Mark, welcome.
Thank you, Brandon. Great to meet you, and I'm really pleased to be here to tell you about T2 Metals. So T2 is listed on the Toronto Stock Exchange, as probably most of your clients have been over this week. Our ticker code, I think we can see behind, is TWO, so yeah, nice easy one to remember. So our market cap at the moment is about $7 or $8 million, so we're in that kind of explorer range, like many companies here are at PDAC. The focus that we've got in T2 Metals is on our copper projects in North America, and I guess we're looking at a time where copper demand is growing, copper supply is not. Really great opportunities for price growth, and also needing some new sources that are more sustainable, I guess, than some of the uncertain ones like we've seen Panama and things, I guess, have been difficult. So T2 is very focused on copper. We're particularly focused on jurisdictions where development can happen. So we're in Manitoba and the Western US, being Nevada and Arizona, two really great jurisdictions, with our flagship being in Manitoba. I guess more broadly, the company only has 28 million shares outstanding, so we're really tight company. Management insiders are big shareholders. Myself, I'm a very large shareholder and very pleased with the performance of the company. And I guess last words would be on the team that we've got behind us, which are a really great technical team. Yeah, myself, I'm a geologist and have a pretty good experience in discoveries and development. So we're well positioned.
Yeah, thank you for that. And very concise, and it packed a lot of information there, which is exactly why we're doing these interviews as well. So you got that overview of your company. Now I'd like to focus a little bit more on your Sheridan VHMS project in Manitoba. Yeah. You've released numerous drill results there. There's a lot that you could be talking about. Can you dive into this flagship project for investors who are watching right now?
Sure, absolutely. And so we acquired the Sheridan project in the Flin Flon Belt of Manitoba at the end of 2022. So sort of middle of that COVID time, we were working on some great project generation and identified Sheridan as a forgotten opportunity, I guess, in Canada and Manitoba. And so we acquired it for not much money, so it was a fairly cheap deal from a dormant company, and managed to reconstruct that and bring it back to life. So the project has had a decent mining history and quite a bit of exploration history. So it's got a mine there that produced 8 million tonnes at 3% copper and 3% zinc, so really good grades.
Yeah.
And so we were excited by that, and then there's been a power of work done in the past with 4 resource areas that have been drilled out, and so a total of about 20 million tonnes at about 1.5% copper equivalent, all very close to surface. So we saw that in an asset that didn't have a drill hole in it for about the last 15 years, and we said, yeah, what's going on here? Can we get involved? And so we acquired that, and we've now, the most important first step was to re-establish contact with the First Nations groups and make sure that we're respecting the connections they have with the land, and make sure we're doing what we need to do on that front. So we've established an exploration agreement, which allows us really to do unlimited exploration and by making regular payments back to that First Nations group and providing them some support. So we finished our first drilling program, which was in late 2023 and the last quarter. So we've just been progressively releasing those results over the last month, and some really stunning results. And so it's a VHMS deposit, which means you get high grades of copper and zinc and maybe gold and silver. And so the press release on just last Friday, so just before PDAC, we press released 23 metres at 6.5 grams per tonne of gold, 1.5 copper, 1.5 zinc, 40 ppm
really
silver.
Nice hole.
Yeah, really superstar drill hole. So good grade, good thickness, and amazingly, the intersection was only 20 metres below surface. So to find something like that, we believe it's the best hole ever drilled on a property. And it's really given us a launch, I guess, and put that property back into focus as a real leading one in Manitoba.
Yeah, and for obviously investors watching this, that is a very nice hole. There's a fantastic grades right along the line. What are the next steps specifically there then? Are you obviously you're going to continue to chase this, trying to figure out where it's going? Yeah. If you just take a really quick moment to just talk about what may be next for that area.
Yeah, sure. And obviously we've got one great hole that was late in the program, and so that's an immediate follow-up. We did sort of a summer or fall drilling program because we've got easy access with roads, and we don't need to use snow access. We don't need to use helicopters. We can drive to the project. It's got a small town. It's got roads and rail, so really easy place to manage. So as we come into the spring and the summer, we'll be back out there drilling again. So we're obviously going to follow up around this drill hole, but there's a whole range of other targets in the same area using geophysical data that we also can go to and start to be more aggressive in our exploration and look for some deeper targets as well.
Yeah, very exciting. A lot going for that area, especially like you said, not having helicopters saves a lot of money and everything you have to do. So that's good to hear.
Yeah, and certainly a shout out for the Manitoba province that is very supportive of what we're doing and mineral exploration in general. The Manitoba Mineral Development Fund provides us with some co-funding and helps us to sort of lighten the burden of the drilling cost. So really great province to be in.
Yeah, very interesting to hear. And I know that that's obviously your main focus and for a very good reason, but you also have a presence in Western U.S. as well, and you recently staked an additional project in Nevada. Can you talk about what your strategy is on the U.S. side of things?
Yeah, absolutely. To sort of put it in context, I'm Australian, obviously, and the exploration work that's been really successful in Australia has been looking under shallow cover and going to some of those deeper discoveries, which has worked really well. That hasn't been done a lot in the US, and so that was our vision when we first came into the Western US, was to say, can we look at sort of locations that are near major deposits with good geological features and explore some of those. So we've picked up a set of those projects. So probably the one that we're most excited about is in Arizona, called the Cora project, that sits right in the heart of the Porphyry Belt and is under shallow cover but close to a former producer. We can see from geophysics, really exciting structural setting and a place to be. In Nevada, we've got two projects. One is probably more of a gold project, which is Leader. We drilled there last year, and the newly acquired Copper Eagle, which has got a lot of copper at surface. We're seeing evidence of porphyry at surface, and still a very early stage project. We've taken one set of samples and waiting for the assays on those to come back.
Yeah, again, very interested to hear. I love this project in Manitoba, but it's nice as well being in Nevada, obviously, in the winter months. Should you start finding some things there, you can continue to keep going in the winter months there while we obviously freeze over here.
Absolutely. We can find that balance in how we work those projects. And the flow-through funding that we can raise in Manitoba is obviously very attractive for exploration companies. And so we certainly appreciate that. Spending hard dollars in the US, and so we're mindful of balancing across those two projects.
Absolutely. And now for yourself, obviously we've talked about a lot about your company here, some exciting things. You've mentioned them as well, but just to recap, and for investors who are watching this and thinking, okay, well, what are the next exciting milestones coming down the road for you? What should investors be excited about? If you can take over there and say exactly what investors should be looking at.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. And that's an easy one for us, Brandon. It's a really well-structured company with only 28 million shares outstanding. Our market cap is fairly low at sort of $7 or $8 million. So lots of room to move. We're focused on copper, which is a great growth metal for many, many years. I think it's one of the strongest stories out there. We've got projects that we own 100% or almost in Manitoba, earning 90%, so we control our destiny with those projects. Manitoba in particular, it's just delivered some really great news flow, and that will continue. We'll be back out there drilling and sampling and working again. We see that as very exciting, and a great technical team able to make a discovery that have made big discoveries before. So I think all that works really well. And I suppose, as a final note, we're part of a group of companies that have had multiple successes and all doing pretty well, which keeps eyes on the stock, I guess. So when we do hit something, then we draw shareholders' attention, which is great.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Mark, for your time. And once again, everyone, on the back of the screen here, TSXV TWO2. If you're looking for more information, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, Brandon. Appreciate it. Cheers.